Just a short video on how I came up with these waves, or the idea. This is an image of Walter Russell. Walter Russell is like the ultimate genius to me, and I'm thinking of calling these Russell waves because that was the initial inspiration for them. And as you can see, there's a lens up the top here, and how this is how light or anything really propagates through space, or if you want to think of a ripple in a pond, the waves as they expand outwards, there's a certain mathematical equation to how they expand. I've still got the original Illustrator file, which I'll just share. So this is the original Illustrator file that I used to, in my understanding, was as you can see here, they're a similar pattern to what you just saw, the wave expanding outwards. And I was trying to figure out how to adapt that to the market, because you couldn't just put that ripple on the market. It's a vertical chart, vertical horizontal chart. And so, and I just imagined that if there's a rebalancing, then the next wave is going to start in the middle of the previous wave. And so these circles, and there's, in the Walter Russell cosmology, everything is an octave wave or a cube sphere, let's just say a wave is a cube bounded sphere. As you can see, each circle is bounded by a cube, or a square in this case, and the next circle it starts in the middle of that circle, so it expands upwards and then comes back to the next wave will start in the middle of that wave. And what you see on the left here is how the waves move through the chart. Let's say that's how I was trying to adapt it to the market. And I started off with just the square root of 2 as the frequency, and I used just that for quite a while actually. And then I thought, there must be some kind of sense to the whole golden mean thing, because everybody goes on about it. So I tried that out along with the square root of 3, and they seem to resonate to those levels too. So I don't know what else to add other than this is just the basic representation of what you're seeing when you put those levels on a chart. And I'm trying to also integrate, as you can see, as these waves intersect, they're not true Vesica Pisces, but at these intersections I'm sure there's some kind of level there of support and resistance, but the levels that I have at the moment are so close together that I think they'd almost be redundant. So I haven't really gotten to that stage of adding them in yet. So I was trying to explain before in a previous video why they always seem to go to 4A after having stalled at 2B, and it's the same with, they stall at 3B and they'll go through to 5A. And if you look here, this is the first wave, which is the initial balance or accumulation for the week, and then the beginning of wave 2 is the bottom of the circle in the middle of wave 1, and it goes through to here at the end of the circle, or the cube. And if you look above, so it'll halter here, but if you look above, there's another cube that starts, which is the fourth wave, and they seem to always manipulate past to there, and it just shows that that wave, I'm trying to explain that that wave or that level is already there as a psychological resistance or opposing belief, because if you research Walter Russell, and it's really hard to relate it to trading, but if you look at trading as simply traders' beliefs, and then think about beliefs as desire in a way, the way that Walter Russell explains how everything in the universe is created is held up and initialized by desire. And if you think about desire as belief, the accumulation area is the creation of desire. And then out of that comes polarity, and the poles are projected out into space, and they set up these certain levels. The support and resistance is already there in a way. It's like you have to think of the market on a collective consciousness level for these levels to make sense to you, because I mean you don't have to research Walter Russell to the extent that I have, but it'll give you an understanding of why they work, and it'll give you a different perspective on the market, and being able to see it as really just belief in which way the market's going to go. And I know obviously there's fundamental movers of the market, but that ultimately comes down to desire from, the reason that the exchange rates change is because there's less belief in the economy, or the other way around. There's more desire to spend money, or it really does come down to that. And it might be a weird way of looking at the market, but I feel that after using this for years now, and just being shocked every time it just hits the level and reverses, or it just proves to me that they're set up by the accumulation areas. Like they're already in place as a way. It's kind of like a matrix set up by the beliefs and desires created through those accumulation areas.